Monsters, here we go. We're going to follow along on the slides of daily activities. Your slides are available right here. The bit.ly is 3 Kilo Uniform, Yankee Papa. You're going to check your emails or Schoology, support your team, sit with your team, work hard and be nice, and respect your materials. Phones are kept away. If you run into a struggle, go ahead and flop like Rosie. Breathe in, breathe out, wiggle it about. Now you're ready to figure this out. We do try to teach peace, and just an update, the grade book is up to date through yesterday, the 25th. That means that the pop quizzes, while it shows up as final quiz, the pop quizzes are in there, and you can only improve those grades, not have them get worse. So let's go ahead and take a look. Today, of course, is Unit 6 final quiz. I can use feedback from classmates to make projects and programs better and manage my time wisely so I can get projects done, whether working alone or with partners. I can consider what I did, how the project would be improved for the future, both my process and the overall directions. I can predict how what I worked on would be good or bad for the world overall as we continue into the future. Be able to create my own work using the tools provided. You're answering question versions of those same statements. You can write or speak to what you've learned through this challenge. For speaking, you got to go ahead and have somebody else type for you. Happy to do that. Raising my hand right here. The bell ringer's final questions before the test. It's an open forum to answer one another. I'll take a pause here for any questions. In that case, we're going to move on with our Test Day PSA and review our depth of knowledge of questions. Then you'll have your Unit 6 Fuse Challenge summative report, and then any Fuse Challenge work time or missing work time when you're finished, but it's silent until all the quizzes are done. The exit ticket, of course, will be whether or not you finished your work for this unit and how whether or not you finished the test. Our PSA, Unit 4 had 12 people skip the final quiz. That's back 2 units. Unit 5 had 21 people who took an incomplete on the project. So they completed not all sections. Choosing not to take the quiz or do the work as required, including on time, is a choice to fail. When the time comes, stay focused, do your best, and remember that IDK, NA, or similar responses do not count for points. If you need more time, you can let me know in your exit ticket. All Unit 6 work is due no later than next Friday, May 3rd, at end of day, which is 3:30. After that, it is a 4. I did not try. And Unit 7 is the last unit of the year, the last opportunity to try to make anything up. This class should not be one that you fail, but somebody always does. Your summative report rubric, it looks like this. You know what the DOK levels are. It's mostly pretty complex, the level 2, 3, and 4 type of stuff. The learning standards, you already heard them explained. So let's just take a look at what the different parts are. Part 1, I can select what challenge I completed. It's a drop down. It's not worth any points. Part 1.2, I can correctly identify 3 or more skills which I used and honed within my Fuse challenge. And so you're going to pick 3 skills off the wall that you can see, not behind me, because I'm this wall over here. Pick 3 skills off the wall, use the word wall, don't just make it up. And then on 1.3, you're going to describe. How did you use the skills from 1.2? Don't repeat the skills, describe. Part 2, I can describe the project timeline from start to finish. What was your timeline? Did you just follow the Fuse site? Did you make a plan? Did you use a calendar? So that's answering that question. 2.2, you followed your timeline or you didn't. It's opinion, though. You kind of did. You did it. You kind of did it, or you didn't. So it's 0 points because it's opinion. 2.3, how did your timeline help? 2.2 already looked at if you followed it. So now what made it good or bad? And you have access to all these notes as well. This is slide 77. You go ahead and get myself off the screen because I'm in the way. Okay, 3.1. This is, to many of you, the hard one, but I don't think it should be. It's just that it's all in one question. I can share details of positive and negative societal, cultural, and economic impacts of this challenge as it relates to the outside world. It's not about you. It's not about the name of the challenge. Tangled isn't the main character in Tangled, and Beats Builder is not what you did in Beats Builder. How are your skills used in the outside world? What's good about that? What's bad about that in the outside world by anybody, not just by you? 4.1, what are 2 things you like about the challenge? 2 things you like about the challenge: steps, materials, timing, etc. What are 2 things you dislike about the challenge? Steps, materials, timing, etc. And how would you change these 2 things? 4 total points. You got to make sure to hit on all those aspects. And then based on 4.1 and 4.2, how do those changes make the challenge better or different in a good way? And then section 5, I think this page is pretty clear. I can describe the feedback I received and how it helped me. I can describe the feedback I gave and how it would help somebody else. That's what I've got. There's your final Fuse Challenge summative, or Unit 6 Fuse Challenge summative. The bit.ly there on the screen should be correct. 3 Quebec, Quebec, Uniform, Delta, India, Sierra. Let me double check. Yes, it is. Yeah. And then the unit evaluation should be at the bottom of Schoology if you want to take a look at that. Otherwise, you are finishing up any work from this unit. That Fuse summative guide, those notes will be on the screen in front of you. They're on slide 81 if you wanted to follow along, or if you wanted to go back through the rubric. It's on the Fuse slides before this. Then you have some open Fuse challenges you can begin when all the above is finished. You will find that for Unit 47, I'm calling it, there's going to be 15 challenges open, and it's going to be a little bit different mix. So when you log into Fuse Studio today, you may find a different mix of challenges posted there. That was intentional. Have a really great day. Be nice to everybody. Love you. Happy Friday. May the odds be ever in your favor on this test.